Sunday run day. Nice day for it today, it's not too warm. It's a bit cold actually. Long, slow, easy one today. So I've come over Clint, stopping at, so the route is going to be stopped at Walton Hill. So I've come up Walton Hill and I'm now heading down towards Colcott Farm. At Colcott Farm I'm going to drop down into the valley at the bottom of Great Farley Woods. Then there's that big climb up towards Romsley, and from there I don't know, I might peel off left and go down towards Dayhouse Bank, not Dayhouse Bank, down towards Waisley Hills, and then up towards maybe Frankley, cut over Frankley, make a decision there towards Bartley Green, or I might head down towards Waisley Hills, turn left and follow the Monarch's Way or the Monarch Path back out to Manor Way. Oh, actually that's quite a nice run, that is. Yeah, I think I'll go that way. There's more off-road that way, more trail road that way. No idea how long it's going to be. I know from Waisley Hills, the point I was just talking about, it's about 5 miles from there. So 5 miles plus whatever it is for me to get out to that distance. That's the first mile just gone. I just felt it go on my watch. But you know, nice easy conversational pace like this. I think what I'll do is pop this away now. There's Birmingham over there, way in the distance. Oh, that's bouncy. I can't be doing that, that's going to be ridiculous. This is the worst bit of this route. It's only like a mile and a half in, but you drop down into the valley here, and then the road goes all the way up to the top of the hill over there, and it's a bugger of a hill. It's a road, so it's not like grass or anything like that. It's just so steep. I've never run up it. I don't think I ever will. Certainly not going to do it today, because today's an easy run. Maybe I should make that one of my training goals, to get up the Great Farley Woods, which is the woods in front there. So yeah, maybe one of my training goals should be to get up that without stopping. Of course, the problem is once you do that, then you start looking at, well, I did it without stopping, how fast can I do it? I may have to change my route. We've had a few trees fallen. Let's see where the path's going. Oh. I don't think there's any more likely to come down. Blimey. They're all down all over the place. I wonder when that happened. Okay, let's just watch some of these leaning trees as I run under them. Shit, that's sketchy. How far down is it like this? This is normally quite an open and relatively easily accessible path. But well, that's all changed. Let's go around that way. Don't want to be walking under anything that looks like it could fall. Which, to be fair, could be any of these trees. There we go, there's a way through. Right advice for new runners from a new runner. And I suppose really I should qualify that, shouldn't I? The reality is that I've been running on and off for decades. I mean, literally I'm in my 50s now, and I've always sort of gone out and out runs at various points in my life, from playing rugby in my 20s. So where do I get the nerve to say new runner? The thing is, for all those years, I've never really run with any sort of purpose. So I never had a specific goal in mind. Muddy. Let's see if I can stick to the edge and stay fairly dry. Yeah, with a particular purpose or goal in mind. So there was no reason to know about running, other than it was a case of putting one foot in front of the other repeatedly as quick as possible. And that all changed sort of last year when I signed up for the first big race I'd ever signed up for, a 25 miler, and I started training properly for it. And I was quite fortunate that that the training involved for that race sort of fit in with the kind of running I'd been doing, which was just sort of increasing the distance, trying to run further and not necessarily faster. And I think from a point of view of advice for new runners, the first piece of advice I would give a new runner is know why you're running. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to have a goal. You know, you don't have to be training for a marathon or, you know, trying to do a 10k in a specific time or anything like that. Just know why you're running. If you're running like I used to, just to get out, enjoyed being places like this, and running was a good excuse, a good reason to come out and enjoy the countryside. It's a good reason. Next piece of advice I would give is you've got to build that aerobic base. The aerobic base is basically the engine for everything else you're going to do. And you do that by lots of long, slow and easy runs. Careful, that one's ready to come down. So yeah, lots of long, slow, easy runs, easy pace, conversational, should be able to talk like I am now without any issues whatsoever. Now, that's advice number 2, build that aerobic base, but don't get hung up on heart rates and things like that, and heart rate zones, specifically when you first start. So you'll hear a lot about zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5, easy, moderate, threshold, tempo and all of this stuff, and intense. Now, I guess if you're a world-class athlete, knowing what heart rate zone you need to be in and then hitting it could be quite important. As me, Andy, running down the street, I don't need to know what my heart rate, I don't need to know what my heart rate is right now. I know this is easy, and I know it's easy because I'm able to have this conversation. So don't get hung up on heart rate zones, but learn your body, learn to know what different zones feel like rather than what your watch or heart rate monitor tells you it is. Another one, and probably the one that most beginner runners, certainly I was guilty of this, still am a little bit, is just realising it's okay to walk, especially when you're on your easy run. So this is an easy run. My heart rate shouldn't be screaming up into the 130s, 140s, but that means that this hill, it's just not runnable. And unfortunately, if you try and run it, by the time you get to the point where you really begin to feel it, you've sapped all your energy, and you're not going to be able to perform the function or allow the function. You're not going to allow the purpose of the long easy run to be realised, and that is building that aerobic base, which has to be done at those slow easy paces. So yeah, it's okay to walk. Here comes a car, I think. Enjoy the process. So the race itself, think about, say, a half marathon. I've got a half marathon coming up. I'm training for it at the moment. That's going to be 2 hours of running. You know, nice little visit to Birmingham in the morning, do the run, a few beers with my mates afterwards, had a nice day, had a nice run, got myself a medal. But I'm training 3 or 4 times a week, and if you're not enjoying the training, if you can't embrace it and enjoy it for that 2 hours, man, just learn to enjoy it, enjoy the process. Next, make use of social media. Now, putting stuff out there for the public, it can be a bit daunting, particularly if you're a shy and retiring type like myself. But what you'll find, and what I certainly find, is that once you've made it public, once you've stated what you're going to do, the drive is there then to try and do that. So if you're planning a 10k, half marathon, 5k, whatever, put it on Facebook, put it in whatever social media you use, let your friends and family know, hey, guess what, here's my goal, this is what I'm aiming for. Now, they might not say anything, you know. If they come back and say you'll never do it, ditch them, they're not your friend, yeah. But the chances are most people will either be indifferent or supportive, okay? But it doesn't matter what their reaction is. The thing is, once you've said it out loud, once you've put it out into the public domain, you will be more motivated to go out and make sure you do it. So yeah, other social media though, things that are specifically geared towards runners can be really useful, really helpful. For years and years and years, I didn't bother with Strava. I used to log my runs on Garmin. Like I say, new runner in my mind, but been running for a long time. Log all my runs on Garmin, just for myself, no other purpose. And then actually it was just after the last race, first big race I did where it really felt like community. This is the Arc. It really felt like community. Everybody I spoke to before and after the race, since the race, it really felt nice and comfortable. And on the back of that, I joined Strava. Links down there somewhere, probably in the comments. If you want to follow me, I'll follow you back. And it's been nice. It's nice to have that sort of social platform with like-minded people. Don't get me wrong, I still stick stuff on Facebook, but I'm very aware that most of the people I know on Facebook, they're just not interested in running. But Strava, everybody on there has that same sort of interest, those same sort of goals, and they share their training and they share their achievements, and they'll congratulate you on your achievements. And it just, I think that's a geocache. Yay! Oh, that's a bit wet, that one is. Blime's a bit obvious, that one. I'll put it back. Found somebody's geocache. It stood out because of where it is. It's not somewhere where you'd normally find a bit of it. Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, you feel like when you join these things, you're part of a community. Now, you can still do that on Facebook. I am in a couple of Facebook groups that are dedicated to runners, so runners over 50, runners love running, that kind of thing. And again, and obviously UTMB, Arc of Attrition pages and stuff like that. And they're great. You know, you post in there, people share with you, and again, you feel like family. But again, it's this whole getting things out in, I hate flies. Getting things out in public, and it just gives you that drive to do more. and also it gives you the chance to support others. I mean, there's people, everybody's fighting their own battles, you know, everybody's got their own reasons for doing what we do, and sometimes people just need that bit of support, you know. Sometimes people just, it's nice to tell someone that they're doing a good job, or that they're, you know, that their hard work's paying off, and it's certainly nice to hear it. Right, that's me done now, heading back home. I'm on the last sort of 1.5, 2 miles. Be 9 miles by the time I get home. It's taken me a nice, well, it will have taken me about 2 hours by then. It's been quite easy. Yeah, so my advice from one new runner to another, and if I can just add finally to that, very, very last piece of advice: don't take advice from strangers on the internet. If you really, really want to improve your running, get yourself a coach. If you can't get yourself a coach, buy yourself some good books, and practice what they say. Personally, I've read about, I say read, I listen to them. Personally, I've consumed about a dozen books on ultra running and long distance running and training and diet. Some things in there didn't quite work for me, didn't feel comfortable, didn't enjoy doing it, tried someone else, and I've got to a point now where I'm doing things that I've learned from the books, things that I enjoy doing, and more importantly, I am seeing the improvements. Right, if you've stuck with me this far, thank you very much. You could do me a massive favour, just hit the like button, assuming you've liked it. That just gives the algorithm a little tickle, lets it know that, you know, the content was appreciated, lets me know that the content was appreciated. And if you think you might be interested in listening to my rambling while I'm running, hit subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and I'm sure you're aware, and it won't annoy you unless you hit the notify button every time I put a video up, but it will more likely show in your feed when I do put a video up. Anyway, thanks for your time, stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you on the next run.